Well, welcome, welcome, welcome. So what I wanted to share today, I'm really, really excited to be here. And I was getting actually to know the ladies here today, ladies and gentlemen, sorry, gents. Anyway, what I wanted to share with you was that the reason, why was I, hello. Why did I write the book, Mamanjoon Secret Potion? And what I was actually explaining is that I was inspired to do this because I realized that there was a void and there was a need to basically bring awareness to natural remedies, because there's so many people that are questioning, and it's unfortunate because they're questioning because they are sick. So, and sickness, we call it dis-ease, which is dis-ease. Okay, so I was really passionate about sharing some of my grandmother's natural remedies. And these are remedies, these are plants, herbs that you can readily find in your kitchen or in the farmer's market or in the Chinese market or in your fridge or in your garden. So I was inspired to write this book and really share the recipes of my grandmother from thousands of years ago. And so here I have, well, I won't show you because I don't want to move the camera. But I have a liver detox that everyone is actually invited to try after we are done. And I have a little potion here called the turmeric elixir, which is turmeric, black pepper with organic local honey, which is phenomenal for inflammation, whether out or within. A lot of us have actually inflammation in our bodies because a lot of people, unfortunately, unaware, they have candida or they have some form of fungus that creates inflammation within. And unfortunately, because our bodies are so powerful, we don't really know that there is something wrong until you get sick, and that means that it's hit the very, very top. And so the reason, again, for this book is so that everyone on a daily basis, just the way that you brush your teeth and just the way you take a shower every day, to just spend a few minutes doing certain routines. So every morning that I get up, number one, I take a tablespoon of coconut oil and I walk around the house while I'm doing other things and I swish it in my mouth for 20 minutes. Now, what does that do? What that does is it actually collects all the bacteria that has been sitting on your tongue and that you basically absorb while you were sleeping. So then after 20 minutes, I get rid of the coconut oil in my mouth, and then I brush my teeth with coconut oil, baking soda, and either frankincense essential oils or with oregano oil. Now, oregano oil is very, very hot, so a tiny, tiny bit. And then what I do after that is I go into my kitchen and I make myself an amazing drink. And you will ask, what is that amazing drink? So I get half a lemon. I take an organic lemon with seeds. I cut it in half. I cut it in pieces, put it in my blender. I put filtered water in it, preferably cold, because that actually really helps awaken the body. And then I take my Himalayan salt liquid that I have in my kitchen. I take a drop of that, I put it in, and then a cap full of Bragg's apple cider vinegar. So I drink that, and it's delicious. Now, what does that do? That makes my body alkaline, number one. Number two, it actually gets rid of any kind of toxic inflammation. It's good for my digestion. It's also really good to get rid of plaque in your veins, in your arteries. And then also, really helps digestion, your digestive system. I'll say it nicely, for a really nice bowel movement. Now, you'll say, why? Bowel movement. You know, my grandmother always used to, as soon as we would say, I have a headache, I have a backache, whatever, she would say, okay, open your mouth, let me see your tongue. She would look at the tongue. If the tongue had like a heavy layer, she would say, okay, did you have a bowel movement today? When was the last time you had a bowel movement? Now, this might sound really funny, but you know, it is really, really important. If you have a good bowel movement every day, that means that your tongue is clean. When you have a clean tongue, everything else works so much better. I know there are people who are used to, you know, going to the bathroom once a week. Now, can you imagine how much toxin you have in your system? It's horrifying. It's like, it's actually worse than not taking a shower for 7 days. So that is key. You need to have a really good bowel movement. So we will leave the bowel movement now and move into the next thing. Ryan asked about skin cancer. Now, I am not a doctor, I'm not licensed, but what I want to tell you through research and what I know from my grandmother's recipes and from really researching things, it is a fallacy that you get skin cancer from the sun. You need the sun. But, of course, with everything else, you don't exaggerate it. Like Sarasota has very hot sun, especially now because of the ultraviolet lights. You have to be careful. But you need to be in the sun fully with no sunscreen for at least 20 minutes so that your liver makes vitamin D3. So one of the things I would say to you, Brian, is up your vitamin D3. Start taking 50,000 IUs a day, okay? Like I said, I'm not a doctor, but there's a very famous German doctor who actually talks about vitamin D3 and how she actually uses it for protocol for women who have stage 4 breast cancer. And they're able to get rid of it in less than a month. So vitamin D3, in addition to being really, really important, it actually helps your body purge air pollutants. It helps the body purge toxins. It actually helps, lots of people say, I have allergies. The first thing I say is up your vitamin D3. Whatever issues you have, it actually is the concrete basis for your endocrine system, for your adrenal system, for your thyroids. So that's really, really, really important. Just to tell you, this book is 244 pages, and it has recipes for blood pressure. It has recipes for how to lower your cholesterol. It has recipes for people who are losing hair. It has recipes for people who have gray hair. It has recipes how to strengthen your libido, male and female. It has recipes for how to keep a nice, clean digestive system. What else? It has lots of facial masks. You know, people like this young lady was saying, you know, she wants to get rid of skin pigmentations. So it has a plethora of recipes dealing from head to toe.
There's been some evidence that ozonated oil.
Sorry?
Ozonated oil.
Ozonated oil.
Yeah, I'm an esthetician actually, so I do look at a lot of.
Me too. Yeah.
And first of all, it's been very effective for MRSA, so for wound healing. But also, some other estheticians I read have had success with some like basal cells, just massaging ozonated oil.
Yeah, I mean that.
It's actually pigmentation.
Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. They actually use ozone therapy for gum diseases. So yeah.
Many things, but this is just oil.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
What about arthritis, rheumatism?
You have to come and taste my turmeric elixir. That is, seriously, that is phenomenal for arthritis. Yeah. Arthritis is inflammation between the joints. So if you get rid of inflammation, what happens? No more pain. You don't get the bulges. So that is something that I recommend taking it 3 times a day, every day. Yeah. And this is really easy to make. You know, all you need is organic, natural honey. It's also good for allergies because organic, local honey helps against allergies, and it has pepper and turmeric. Now, one of the things I want to say as far as turmeric, and anyone that uses turmeric, Facebook, say hello, come share, comment. Turmeric, it's really important to buy it from a well-known source, because unfortunately they're starting to put, I don't know who or why, but they're starting to put some aluminum in turmeric powder. So make sure that you buy organic from a really, you know, credible source. I actually buy a lot of my products like coconut oil and turmeric and everything from earthshiftproducts.com. It's a fabulous website, and it's actually owned by a holistic doctor. And they have great things. Earth Origin here locally has really great stuff. And I think you can find lots of things at Whole Foods. Yes?
Is fresh turmeric better than powdered turmeric?
If you can get it fresh, yes, sure, why not? Yeah, but powdered turmeric works fine too. So dark pigmentation, I have a recipe which actually has turmeric in it. But one of the most simplest things that I want to say, and I'm going to actually, you know, apple cider is natural, especially Bragg's, okay? So I'm going to share with everybody as far as Bragg's concerned. You have dark spot. At night, you take a little cotton wool, you shake your apple cider vinegar, you moisten the cotton wool, and you place it on the dark spots anywhere, right? And you sleep with it. In the morning, you get up and you wash it. Also, apple cider vinegar for people who have, what do you call them? Skin tags. You put it on that, and after a couple of weeks, you'll see it disappears. It falls off. Sun, since we're in Sarasota, sunburns, you actually dilute it quarter apple cider vinegar and half water, and you actually rub it all over your sunburn, and it actually calms it down and gets rid of it quickly. Oh, apple cider is great to have shiny hair.
The turmeric stains. Is that what I read, or no?
Well, it stains, yeah. If you have a white T-shirt and you stand there rubbing it, what you would do is you make your paste and you go into your shower or bath and you put it on. The thing is, when you apply it, you have to be careful, but afterwards it dries. So when you go to wash it, you have to use a washcloth and, you know, really rinse it properly. But yeah, it actually goes away.
Could you comment more about why you can't use, I mean, I use sunscreen all the time. Why can't you use sunscreen for when you go out in the sun?
Well,
To go out without sunscreen.
okay, I use coconut oil as my sunscreen. Okay, why not sunscreen? Because sunscreen, they put in a lot of toxic chemicals. And one of the reasons that they're not everybody's sharing is that a lot of skin cancer comes from the toxins in those creams that you apply. So that's, yeah. But, you know, I use sunscreen, coconut oil when I go.
That works?
Yeah. I don't get burnt. Yeah. Yeah. One of the things, you see, the thing is, unfortunately, and that's why for me it was so important to share this book with everybody, they're corporations, because they want to sell items, just push it. I mean, we've been hearing as far as, you know, cholesterol, for example. Look at how they promote, you know, all these pills that really tax your liver and cause all kinds of problems. And you can actually really bring your cholesterol down with just your diet and natural food. Plus, cholesterol is different for everybody. You know, it has to do with your genetic makeup. So some people, 202 is normal for their genes. You know, for some people, for some people, higher or lower. So it's really unique to the person. But yeah, I mean, one of the things that they're actually more and more are coming out about sunscreen. So
I have read that Neutrogena isn't so safe, so I use something I get from CVS with just a few.
Yeah, I mean, research it. There's some sunscreens. You can actually make sunscreen with coconut oil and the zinc. You can mix it and, make your own sunscreen. So, yeah. There's a lot of things out there and a lot of problems because, of pharmaceutical industry. I advise everybody, take time and research for yourself. Don't take my word, Go and research. For example, now scientists have tested just turmeric or turmeric. There are 100 different benefits, and they're using it in medicine. So there are many, many, many different things. And like I said, I wanted to be of service. I wanted to share with whoever would be interested, some of my grandmother's ingredients to basically use on a daily basis that would, help you. And I use them. I have to tell you a really interesting story, which is probably shocking, or maybe not shocking. But a couple of years ago, I went to help a friend of mine who had skin melanoma. And she had it all over, and she had surgery, and she was by herself. So I went to take her food and, empty her garbage. And she lived in New York City in one of those brownstones that are really old, and, they have like steps, that are separated. So I was hurrying up because I had to go home and take care of something else. So I was rushing with 2 bags of garbage, and my ankle gave way and I fell down 7 stairs. So anyway, I went to the hospital and a lot of pain. This ankle was swollen and really painful. And they basically took an x-ray. Yes, you've got fracture on this side, you have a fracture on that side. And we have to let the inflammation go down and then see you. Probably, you need surgery. We need to put pins. So I said, okay. And then I actually spoke to my mom, and she said, you remember, you have the recipe. Take a tablespoon of turmeric and egg yolk, make it into a paste and put it on. So that's what I did. I took an egg yolk, a tablespoon of turmeric, really easy, made a paste, went into my bathtub, put it around my ankles, put saran wrap and ace bandage. So I continue doing that every day, because every time you take a shower, you need to reapply it. I did it every day, and then it was actually not quite 4 weeks, maybe 3.5 weeks. I went back to the doctor for them to see. So they took another x-ray, and he looked at it, and he said, are you sure we took a picture of your right ankle? I said, yeah, it was this one. He said, are you sure it wasn't the other one? I said, no, it was this one. He said, I don't see a hair fracture. So it is amazing. They are amazing, and I'm happy to share it with all of you. Yes?
How did your grandmother get to know all these things?
It was, like I said, it was passed down from her mother. And this is like, one mother to another. And in this book, I have actually a couple of stories. One about a young child that came to play with my grandmother's children who got bitten by a dog. And there's another one, when my grandmother was small, they thought that she had, I've forgotten the name, but some kind of a brain, whatever. And her grandmother, it's a story about her grandmother. This was when she was little and came, and it's all about lavender tea, how lavender tea basically saved her life. Yeah.